Alrighty, good morning, my family. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Coffee and Craps on time. I might add on time. I got a couple of things to ask you about, actually, so as we go into this thing. But let me pull up something I just saw. I just want to make a joke here. Nemo, I saw this post from you, Hyperberg, Cumfield Ladder. Now, here's the thing. I want you to start watching. I'm going to make this. My comments are coming up really small here. I want you to start watching Jacob from Wager Me This. He's got a series coming out. He's doing it this week, actually, where he's saying that the magic of simplicity. Okay, the magic of simplicity. And I know that today in my paycheck, I overcomplicated a little bit, just trying some things out. But ultimately, paycheck play, consistent win play, it's predicated on keeping things simple. The simpler, the better. What you find is, and I will do some other trials with you here coming up, but what I find is that when I'm winning at craps, I'm not doing nutty things in terms of things I got to pay attention to. Philly special is a good example, or actually tier pressure is a better example. Tier pressure is a great strategy, right? I run tier pressure on the computer. That thing wins a freaking fortune, right? Doing it live, it's too many moves. It's too complicated, right? It works, but you can't really do it. There's too much going on. You can make a mistake. The dealers don't get it. It's hard, right? Dolly Latterson, right? Making the flats bigger, it's great. Add a little bit of 64 across in there, complicates it. But if I just play the 64 across, half press style, the half presses are easy. Super simple way to play. When I see things like Hyperberg come field ladder, I got the hyper press, I got the Butterberg, I got the come bets, I got field bets, and I'm laddering shit. That's 5 moving parts, right? And again, those kind of things make things, I think, too complicated. Now, you may fall into the category that we're talking about today of player types, which is math players. This may be reason why you're doing that. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to get into it. But I saw that note come out, like, my God, that's like overcomplicating things can make things so opposing or so volatile that you have problems, right? So I think Jacob's message on Wager Me This's channel, this last few videos he's done, the magic of simplicity, they're must watch. You got to watch what Jacob's talking about. Keeping things easy and simple. I love my Philly press. I love my half press. I love my Latterson. I love my parlay press on the don't. I love my come ladders because they're simple plays that take advantage of the energy streak of the table, but they're also not terribly taxing on me or the dealers. And that's why I like that kind of play. I always have, and it's always worked for me. So there's my opening day advice. Dark Sider, I have a question for you too. I know you're not talking to me here, but let's see, the least targets, the better. Yeah, what I want you to do, if you would do me a favor, drop me an email later on today if you can. It's john@procraps.net if you don't have it, or if you're on Discord, you can DM me in Discord. I'd like to trade WinCraps scripts with you because I'll show some tomorrow that I'm running. And I've been running the Dolly Latterson, the 3-point dolly, the 2-point dolly, the straight flat, and the parlay press simultaneously on my rolls, on casino rolls, and on random rolls and WinCraps. And consistently, the parlay press and the Latterson are the ones that kind of are the most stable. I see huger wins and bigger losses on when I start adding odds in there. But I want to compare notes, and let's see if I've got something wrong in my scripting. It's possible, right? I'm not the greatest coder in the world. Possible that I've got that I'm missing a piece of it in there because you're getting and proclaiming different results than I am, and I'm seeing the flats, the growing flats, are the way for me. And I've been playing that way for years and years. I've always had good luck with it. But when I got WinCraps going, I'm seeing the flats, the bigger flats, although there is that fear factor on the comeouts and you do get whacked. I'm seeing those strategies are the ones that make the most money for me. Let's share. Let's share notes. On all conditions. So first of all, when I'm doing those strategies against my practice throws, what I find is 2 things. I don't typically, with my toss style, throw a ton of come out 7s. So my don't play when I'm throwing against my rolls, I do way better because I don't have the come out destruction. I had the same number of my SOR is the same as everybody else's as far as when the rolls are happening goes, but I survive the come outs more. When I rolled against random, you're right. You find that you get whacked on the come out more often, but there are ways to mitigate some of that stuff. But anyway, I want to see your scripts. I want to see if your scripts and my scripts are close to the same, or if we're doing something slightly differently. I'd love to run side by sides with that. So anyway, contact me over direct. I know I'm talking to one person here in the chat, but hit me up with an email or a DM, and let's look at the WinCrap scripts that we have and see how we're calculating things. And maybe I got something wrong and I'm not seeing it, but to me, those flat bets under generalized conditions work pretty well. So, all right, with that said, let's jump into the show, the actual stuff here, and let's review where we are with this goofy thing I did here. And I put my note is the same, right? Why is John trying to ruin a perfectly good thing? So far, we're 1-1 this week. Yesterday, we had a little bit of a problem because I think I did things not so great. I made a couple of decisions with the strategy yesterday where I didn't put the don'ts back, right? And so I let the don'ts that got picked off stay in the pile and never replace them. We never got a chance to build back. Today I changed that back and I did the regular Latterson and really just added a little bit of a cross bet. I did a little inside squeeze play. We played a cross for free a couple times and it helped us win back some of the hedge money. It earned $100 on its own, the second shooter, and we won pretty easy today. So I'm going to try it again tomorrow. I do like the Latterson as a base strategy. I also like 64 across with a half press as a base right side strategy. Together, even though you're hybriding, you're not in such opposition, right? I started out with $300 on don't action and 64 or 110 on the inside. You're not really going that crazy with the hedge. And actually over time, it ends up being a smaller percentage. You just want some of that, some juice through in the roll. So far it worked out. We'll see. I'll do it again tomorrow. I'm not loving it. This one, I'm not loving the strategy, but we're going to keep playing it. So anyway, that's nothing really to recap here other than this. If in chat, if you would do me a favor in chat, please let me know how it went if you were playing Crapsy today, because what I'm trying to do is we were talking yesterday in Discord about this, which is, should I reverse these two shows? Should the Coffee and Craps come at 7 a.m. Pacific and the Daily Paycheck come at 8 a.m. Pacific? Because sometimes the paycheck runs long. Sometimes I'm in a hole and I got to dig myself out of a hole and it takes more than an hour. So one option is to switch these two shows so I can for sure stop this show in time, at 45 minutes and go play. Then the paycheck can go as long as it needs to go. Option 2 was keep the things the way they are. We're all used to the times, which is fine, but don't do the Crapsy, right? And there's only a handful of you, maybe 10 or so, playing Crapsy with me in the mornings. I worried about the morning, the Daily Paycheck being nothing but me talking about get your bets in, get your bets in, get your bets in. And that's not the point of the show. The point of the show is to play the strategy, right? So I think part of it was, let's not worry about the Crapsy folks. Let me just throw on my own rhythm, my own speed. I'll type in the numbers as I go. If you can keep up with me, great. But that show is not a Crapsy show like Jeff's is or like Alfredo's is, right? That show is really for me, not for you, to run the paycheck, right? So today I tried it like that. I want to know in chat how that felt to you. How did that feel to you in chat? If you were playing along and watching the show today versus how it's been the last couple of weeks, with me talking about Crapsy and doing the betting and all that stuff versus just going, right? Did it feel better? I want to know, because I like the order of the shows, but I don't want to run the risk of like starting this damn thing late all the time, right? So that's what I did. So Duracell says play at my own speed. Jen says just roll. It's kind of what I did today. I just did it as on my rhythm. I know some of those rolls were like 5 seconds between rolls, but in rhythm, it is what it is. It doesn't simulate table play, right? Where you got a minute between rolls. But again, we're trying to prove strategies out. And that's got to be the number one takeaway for me, is like getting us through a strategy. So I think that's what I want to do for a couple of weeks, is just roll at my own speed. And again, I think also the point of a paycheck, right, is to get out of there quick, right? These paycheck strategies have to be quick. Can't be out there for 60 rolls. Waylon said it yesterday. If your strategy needs 60 rolls to win, it's the wrong fucking strategy. And he's right. So, sometimes you start out behind, you got to fight a little bit, but you got to have some better fight in the strategy. So yeah, those rolls are way too long. So there it is. James, I never watched the morning show. You're talking about the paycheck, right? That's cool. Yeah, I think you're right. Train the audience on my pace, Duracell. You are 100% right. So we have our answer. We're going to keep the shows at the current times. I will type into Crapsy as I go. I'm not going to worry about your bets. I'm just going to type in on my speed. So if you can keep up with me, great. But again, it's more about the show or the strategy playing out, not about us doing the community fellowship time that we do on the other shows. So, all right. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the notes here. Yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's move on. I'm sorry. All right. Now I got myself all for clamped. Where am I going? Let's see. Oh, boom. Okay. Let's do this. Coming out. All right. So we kind of addressed the daily paycheck changes to this. The paycheck will have no Crapsy. And here's the reason why we made the decision, or I made the first decision. One is we were averaging about 30 to 35 rolls the last month. When I'm doing Crapsy and paying attention to your bets and getting the bets in, we were getting about some days only 20 rolls, 25 rolls in because I'm talking too fucking much, right? It's boring because it's me saying, get your bets in, get your bets in. So that's done. I want to get 50 or 60 rolls in the mornings. If I need that many rolls, that's fine. I want to get the higher count in, and I want to have higher quality talk between the rolls, higher quality commentary. So that's the main reason why. So we'll be more on point, and those shows will be more valuable for the people that watch it in a month, right? And that's the thing. We're considering flipping the shows to do coffee first, paycheck second, and coming back and doing a lunchtime episode of Crapsy, a live play, like a live casino play. And the reason why is because my job changed. Starting next week, I will be working from noon to 9 every day. Noon to 9. So I have my Pacific time. So my 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock show, 9 to noon, I got nothing else to do. But write content, film videos and crap like that. So I could do a second or third show, maybe over my lunchtime. So we'll consider that later on with the show change. So as mentioned yesterday, Donald from Skill and Luck, we talked about his situation a little bit. I don't want to get too into details with it, but he's having some issues financially because of the heart attack and the disability stuff and the FMLA running out and all these kind of things. If you want to help Skill out, I know he'd appreciate it. I don't want to put his personal information up here, but just contact me. You can write me an email, john@procraps.net, or at me on Discord at John Kokas. And yeah, I'll hook you up directly if you want to do something for that. So there is that. Waylon won the internet with the wrong effing strat. I'm not sure what that is. What does that mean? Anyway, yeah, Waylon, please stop smoking, James. Yes, on the same note, I think Waylon has stopped smoking. I think Waylon has stopped. I know Tiro's working on quitting. Everybody stop smoking. We talked about it yesterday. Get off the nick. Get off the nick. You don't need it. You don't need it. All right. What's next? I know what's next. Do you know what's next? I think what's next is going to be this. We're going to have to decide who wins the hard hat. Okay. Now, I stopped the voting at 8 o'clock. I came down here this morning. I can't turn the poll off, so people are still voting, but I counted the votes. And it is close as a gnat's hair, man. I'm telling you what. Here we go. Let me go ahead and show you oh boy, can I zoom this in? Let's try, give me a second here. I'm going to zoom this in. And it came really, really close. It's literally, the winner has a vote total of 145. And the second place person has a vote total of 137. It was that close, which is interesting because I don't know. These haven't been as close as this. This one has, but here we are. Here's the totals. I'm going to show you on screen right now. The winner is George from CY. George from CY won it, and here's the breakdown. I'll show you the breakdown. So you move this over here so you can see it. Oh my goodness gracious, why'd that get so weird? The breakdown came this way. Waylon won the morning, George won the afternoon, it looks like. Waylon won the morning by a little tiny bit. It was like super close. By a net one vote, Waylon won the morning 48 to 47 by just a percentage point. In the afternoon and overnight, George took it. These votes here, by the way, the 40 votes that we got counted by 3. So there was a little bit extra juice in here. And the afternoon, George took it by 11 votes and won 145 to 137. So Georgie is your hard hat winner. Congrats to George. Let's go back to me over here. So what is going to happen now is that the loser in this whole thing is Dice Degen. Dice Degen is the big loser. Why is he the big loser? Because he has to ship that hat to Cyprus. So that sucks. So we'll help you out with that, Chris. We'll figure. I got to get George's address. We'll figure out how to get it over there. And I'm sure it's going to cost more than the damn hard hat cost in the first place to get it shipped over. But good showing this month. Most important to me was we had over 100 votes again, which was great. Every time we've had about 110 to 100 and whatever votes. Fantastic. We had 100 and some votes. That's awesome. You guys are stepping up. So it's already time to start thinking about next month, right? So I know, I think somebody said automatic qualifier for the next month's hard hat is the second place person. So Waylon, you're automatically a nominee for next month. Now we just got to think about who we want, right? So everybody start thinking about your next nominees. Charlie has been nominated from DGE. I think he's well-deserving. A lot of guys can deserve this thing. And again, how much work are people doing? Yeah, now it's an international award. So yeah, there it is. That's the hard hat. So thanks to all for voting and thanks for supporting this idea that we had. And we'll keep it going. So there's that. And then, let's talk about craps. Let's get back talking about actual craps. And I'm going to be a broken record here. And I have been for a year, but last few weeks specifically. And I want to make sure that we are fully in tune with all the things, knowing your goal. And I think I've been trying to break down, and I know I'm not a psychologist by any means, right? But I'm always fascinated by the things that drive people. I'm fascinated by the play. When I watch people at a craps table, you watch how they play, and it's fascinating. When I watch people play crapsy, Nemo is a good example. Fascinating to me how people's heads work. What's going on in here to make them do the things that they do, whether it's ultra conservative or not. And I think we start out with this. We say, what are your goals? Right? Why are you playing this game at all? Like, what is your thing, right? I'm number one. I'm consistent wins. I'm looking for consistent wins. I will go 3 days a week and win $50 and I'd be more than happy to take $50 out of that casino. I spent so much time in my life not taking money out of the casino, right? That I've learned, like, anytime you can get up and get out, you're doing the Lord's work, right? Get the hell out of there. That's been me, right? I've been playing for 30 something years, all the games. And I know how hard it is to win consistently. Ken from Ken Knows Gambling will tell you how hard it is to win consistently. That's my thing. Some of you are out there for disposable income. You're just looking to win the big money, right? I know Alfredo is a guy that, and maybe Ed to a point too, you're not trying to live on this, right? You're out there trying to make money. You're out there doing your thing. You're working the dice. You're trying to have big rolls and make a bunch of money. Disposable income, not everyday money. There's two different mindsets there, right? Are you there to play for comps? Some people want to vacation all the time and take the free cruises, and you're playing purely for comp money. Some people just want to be heroes and get chip porn, right? No, you got to know your thing. Know what you're there for, and make sure that your personality matches that goal. Who are you as a player? We've talked about me. We've talked about cautious conservative folks. We've talked about aggressive folks. I've got a bit of an aggressive streak in me, and you'll see this, right? As I play things, conservative. I get ahead a little bit, pedal down, right? Some people are thinkers. We talked about probability plays, right? We talked about hybrid plays where you're trying to outthink all the parts and get yourself set up for the perfect thing. That's the thinker. That's the snowflake that we talked about. This week, I want to talk about mathletes, people who play a mathematical game only. And there's mathematical ways to play: line plays, probability plays, short game plays. Those to me are the hallmarks of a player who's playing the math of the game. Okay. Next week, we're going to get into Waylon's world. We're going to talk about bankroll hammer plays. And finally, we're going to close out the series by talking about guys who play with feel, looking for streaks. I have a little bit of streak player in me too, especially in other games. But here we are, right? Know your goal, know who you are, and does who you are match your goal? And more importantly, does your bankroll match both of those things, right? You got to have the bankroll match your personality type. You can't be an aggressive, hyper pressing Nemo with 500 bucks, right? You can't be a bankroll hammer Wayland guy looking to ladder up all your losses with 500 bucks, unless you're at Bubble Craps. You can't do it, right? Your bankroll may force you into playing a way that's not compatible with your personality. You have to embrace that. Find out some low vol or some math ways to play, keep yourself going and merge it all up. That's an important piece of this whole puzzle, I think, right? Marrying your personality type with your goal, with your bankroll. And all three of those things right there become, that's kind of this pipeline. And this is a weird hand motion, but that's the pipeline to make money. That was really kind of not safe for work. That's what I'm talking about. All right, here we go. Let's get into the mathlete way of playing. And I'm going to jump over to the table and we'll talk about a few of these ways to play here. Math is easy. We're talking about simple multiplication and division here for the most part, right? Let me actually give you a window into my table that looks like this. And we're going to talk about the math ways. Give me a second. Oh, no, that's the wrong view. I want this view right there. Can we see it? Can we see it? There it is. Table and words all at the same time. Check that out. All right. Every successful man had a plan, says Wayland. All right, here we go. Let's look at some of the math ways to play. I want to give you, I guess, kind of an overview of the way I view math guys. And I use the word math guys because part of the reason why I think craps is a hell of a fun game is because the thinker player, the hedge guy, right, the inside guy who's doing like the Philly special that I love. I thought of the Philly special because I like to try and beat the casino, right? I like to try, hey, let me have a way to play that's fun for me that I think gives me an edge, which is bullshit. There's no edge. You don't have an edge. There's no betting style with an edge. The math guys are the ones who will tell you you're an idiot. You're fighting, you're pissing up a rope kind of a thing, right? There's no way to quote unquote there's no strategy that beats the casino. What you have to do is play the lowest house edge bets you can play or play to your strongest probability for the shortest amount of time, okay? So let's look at the way that some of these things happen, okay? And I want to give you a couple of live chip examples here. So we can look at the pass line for one. I'll need my rack. The pass line bet is one example, right? This bet, low. Why is the pass line a low house edge bet? Well, it's not a low house edge bet overall, right? You got to look at when you're calculating the ways that we win, and I've said this to you a couple of times before, but let's lay it out here. Every bet has what's called a resolution to it, right? What is it that resolves the bet for you, right? Either it's going to win or it's going to lose. This bet at this moment, when the puck is off, has a resolution built into it, right? What's the resolution? Where you're going to win it, how many ways? You can win it on the 6 ways, 4, 5, 6 ways to win the 7, and the 2 ways to roll the 11. You have 8 ways to win that bet, okay? You've got to lose the bet. You've got the 1 way to roll the 12, 1 way to roll a 2, 2 ways to roll a 3. Okay, there's your losers. Okay, your horn number losers, right? So you've got 8 to 4, 2-to-1 advantage to win this bet, and it pays even money, okay? Where else in the casino will you find that kind of an advantage? And I have said before, place betting better than come betting because you see all the videos, all the reasons why place bets are better than come bets. You got to have the thing win twice, blah, blah, blah. This one roll, potentially multiple rolls though, but one roll for sure, that's a super advantage. That's a super advantage. That's a 2-to-1 advantage. Nowhere else do you get that kind of an advantage for a single roll. I want you to look at roulette. You don't get that kind of an advantage where you have a 2-to-1 probability to win. Every bet on roulette, you're looking at losing, right? The dozens, right? You got 12 ways to win, and you got whatever that is, 30 or 27 ways to lose those things, or 28 ways to lose them, 26 ways to lose, right? You're never in a 2-to-1 advantage to win and getting paid even money. That's a ridiculous, that's like, yeah, I mean, that's like the Eagles playing, Appalachian State, right? You're such a hammer right here on this one roll to win. That's huge. Now, when the puck goes on, now that advantage goes away. So you burn the event. That right there, by the way, House edge is figured into that. So you have the super advantage for the one roll. Now you're upside down. And how upside down are you up here? Okay. I want you to take a look at how to calculate this bet here. We'll take the odds out of it, just the flat bet itself. The flat bet itself. What is your, we'll do the same exercise that we just did, the same exercise. How many ways can you win if it's on a 6? You can win 5 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? The 5 ways to roll that 6. How many ways can you lose? You can lose the 6 ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to roll a 7. There's your winners and your losers, okay? These are the only rolls that matter when you're looking at just that bet, right? You look at, when you calculate your probabilities, you look at resolution. What does it take to resolve the bet? And what does it mean when we say, what's the chances of the 6 beating the 7, right? That's what we're looking at. What does it take for the 6 to beat the 7? Well, you have 5 ways to win, 6 ways to lose, 11 total combinations, okay? So your math on this is that. Your math on that is 5 out of 11. You follow what I'm saying? So you have 11 possibilities. So it's 5 out of 11, which is a 45.45% chance to win. Where you have a 45% chance of the 6 coming before a 7, period. Not just on one roll, but the other rolls that don't matter. That's how you calculate it. So it's the number of ways to win, right? Divided into the number of ways that are total outcomes. So it's going to be 5 divided by 11 total. That's how you figure this out. Then you're upside down. So you went from being a 2-to-1 favorite to being a 45% dog, right? Or your net negative dog here. That's why the combination of those two things makes the house edge on this bet about 1% under. You're undervalued here by about 1.4%. That's the house edge. That's the vig on this bet. And that's how you calculate that. Over time, you bet $25 on the pass line with no odds for a year, every day for a year, you're going to lose about 1% of this bet. You're going to lose about whatever 1%, 2.5 cents off that, whatever that, or 25 cents off that bet is what you're going to lose. I don't know what the math on that is. What is 1% of 25? 1.5% of 25, whatever that number is. Let's do it real quick. Let's do 25 times $3. There it is. Okay, back to the table now. So that's your edge plays. These things here will lose tiny bits over the long haul. That's the idea. Now, your don't pass has the exact opposite, right? You're here. Your chances to win here are only the 2 and the 3. Your chances to lose here are the 6 and the 11. 8 ways to lose, 3 ways to win. You're a huge underdog down here. This is a shitty bet right now. You're getting paid even money, and you're better than 2-to-1 dog, right? If you look at the total numbers there's 8 ways to win, or 8 ways to lose, 3 ways to win. You're 3 out of 11 as your chance to beat the come out roll. Yikes, right? But once this travels up here, that same calculation that we did for the 6, now you've got the 6 ways to win versus the 5 ways to lose it. And the calculation is opposite. Now, instead of a 45% dog like you were here, you're a 55% favorite on the other side of that. So that's the math way to look at the line betting. Tomorrow, I'm going to play a lot of really aggressive line play to kind of show you some of that stuff. But let's look at a different type better. And I think this is an important one for us to see as well. And I think the math on this one's important. Let's do an inside play. We'll do 110 inside. It doesn't matter what these bets are. The dollar amounts don't matter at all. What does our math look like on these bets? Okay. And again, you're looking at total bet resolution. What does it take for any of these bets or the combination of this 110 to beat the 7? Let's look at that. How many ways can you beat the 8? The 8 can come. Let's get white. I'll do whites. Yeah, the 8 can come 5 ways. The 6 can come 5 ways. There's 10. The 9 can come 4 ways, and the 5 can come 4 ways. So there's your 5. Oh my God, John, make them look nice. There's 10, 14, 18 ways to win. Versus, we know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ways to lose. What's the math on this? Okay, again, the other numbers, the 4, the 10, the whole numbers don't matter. When you're checking math on bet resolution, you look at the total number of things that can happen that change money. Okay, 6 ways to lose money versus 18 ways to win money. Reduce that down. Reduce your fractions down. It becomes 1 to 3. That's the actual, let's put it here, 1, 2, 3 ways to win. If you reduce the fraction down, again, I like to look at like putting all the outcomes into a bag, reaching into the bag and pulling out a red chip or a white chip. That's kind of what this looks like. You put all this shit into a bag. This is what betting inside looks like. Put all your outcomes into a big pile of shit, like so, right? You have 18 good ones, you have 6 bad ones, and you reach into the bag, close your eyes, and grab one. And what do we have? I have a white chip, so we won. That's literally inside betting. That's what it looks like for you. And the math on that, again, if you reduce it down, the one way to lose really becomes down to 1 to 3. And the bag becomes that. The bag becomes, of all the outcomes possible for you on these inside bets, 3 of them, 1/3 or 1/4 of the outcomes are good for you. 1 way is bad for you, right? What does that math look like? Well, 3 out of 4 total outcomes, right? So you do the math on that, and it becomes 20% up here. So that's how you figure this. That's how you figure these things out, right? It's the total number of ways to lose, right? 18 ways, that's 8 or 3 sixes versus 1 6 to lose. So out of 4 total outcomes, 3 of them are good, 1 of them is bad. And when you do that math, 4 divided by 3 or 4 divided by 1, there's where you find your hammer versus your sickle. Makes sense, everybody? So when you're doing the math play, you're going to say, well, I've got a 3 to 1 advantage of a good outcome. Okay? And again, 4 divided by 3, 3 divided by 4 rather, 75% chance of an inside bet paying off for you, which is what you want, right? That's what we're hoping for. 1 time. So if you're playing the math way and say, I want to be an inside player, but I want to use the math. Here's the math. 75% win rate. Okay, 3 to 1, 75% for 1 shot. Now to get 2 hits on the inside, and I say this a lot, right? The skill 66 is really hard to pull off. When I get that 2 inside bets, because you're doing, you know you have a 75% chance to win a bet, but you're doing 0.75 times 0.75, it becomes a 56% chance to do this. Now you have about a 50-50 shot of pulling off 2 inside hits. Because the more you're trying to repeat the numbers or repeat the action, 75% chance to make it 1 hit, 75% chance to do it again. So it's 75% times 75% gives you about 50% chance to get 2 hits. That's why it's so damn hard. Half the time you can't do this. The 66 is great in theory, but mathematically speaking, it's only a 50-50 shot. So half the time you're going to lose whatever your inside spread was. But 1 time is nice. The 1 time 75% hammer is nice to have. And if you're a math player, you've got to know that, right? When I make these strategies that are 3 hits and down, the wedge or the Dallas drawdown, you need 3 hits to come down, right? You're looking at 24 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose. So now you're looking at an 80% chance to win when you add the across bets in. Now you're 80% to win, 80% chance to have any one of these bets beat the 7 once. 80% of 80% is how you get it twice. 80% of 80% of 80% is how you get 3 hits, which is brutal. I'll show you the math up there on the screen in a minute. But that's what you're looking at here. The super advantage for the first resolution, subsequent resolutions are hard. That's why right side betting is hard. So I think math people tend to do one of 2 things. Really mathematical guys look at like, I can probably deal with that bet and whatever happens next multiple times, and I'll withstand with some odds to help me out the house edge loss, right? Up in here, you're saying, well, I know I've got an advantage. Waylon does this all the time. Waylon's got this, I know I got X ways to win versus the 7, right? He's looking at that probability saying, well, I know I can beat it once, right? 75% chance to win 1 time, I'll take that. right? If he loses it, what he does is he goes back up. Because here's the thing. If you have this advantage, if you've got a 4-to-1 advantage, let's say a 3-to-1. Let's do the inside. We'll do just the inside bets. Let's say it's like an inside ladder, right? 3-to-1 chance to win, 75% chance, we're in good shape, right? Take the hit and same bet it. Take the hit, same bet it. If we lose it and we go here, and I put Waylon in the math guy category, by the way, right? We go here, we double up the bets, this resets itself. You're not looking at 2 in a row, you're looking at 1 in a row again. Now you're at 75% chance again to win at this level and then bring yourself back down again. So the second hit, that's a 50% chance to get the second hit, has a reduced bet size to it. And that's the way that Waylon works his strategies. That's why the ladder that he does works, right? Because you take that 75% chance for the 1 hit, cool. We'll take the hit and we'll come down, bring our hammer down plus our $70 in wins. This thing now becomes a 50% chance to win it again, but you've brought money back, right? And that's kind of the idea behind it. So anyway, there's my math lesson for you right there, is knowing the probabilities of what's going to happen. Let's do it. Let's play it for a minute. Let's roll the dice for just a few. And let's do, let's see, what do you want to play? You want to play, let's do the wedge. I haven't done a wedge in a long time. Short game, right? Short game. We know we can't beat that 7 very long. We know the 7's coming how often? Every 6 rolls-ish is when the 7 shows up. Again, that's the average over time. Every 6 rolls, you should see a 7. The shooter goes about 8.5 rolls because there's come out action that happens, right? Let's take a look at how we can take advantage of knowing or thinking when the 7's coming. There's a 5. Okay, we're not going to play the line for this shooter. Actually, we'll do a different shooter. I'll do a guy over here on the line. He's going to be on the line. We'll have him take double odds. Actually, we'll just do max odds. We'll do 3, 4, 5 times odds. We'll do 4 times odds back here. Okay, we'll put his bets in the back, and we'll have him let him even do a little come bet, little 2-point molly here for this guy. Okay, again, 75% chance. Now we're looking at 80%. We added the 4 and 10. 80% chance to get a hit. Okay, one of these things resolves before the 7. 80% chance right now. Okay, there's a 6, 4, 10. Come bet moves behind the 10, and we'll do 3x odds back there. I'll put it in here on the right side. There he is. Okay, he's got his 2 bets. He's done. This guy over here is going to take his $50. And I'll put their money. Just who cares? It's really just the one in front, one in back. We'll just play a little bit here just to get a sense of rhythm. Now again, 80% chance he beat the odds, right? To get a second hit in here, it's 80% times 80%, which reduces the chance you can get 2 hits up here. Okay. 6. Oh, you know what? I didn't pull the 4 and 10 down. My bad. He's pulling those down, and would have gone to $10 each with $5 change. So the wedge person pulled back at a 160. He pulled back $80. Half his money's back. He reduces his risk, but knows the odds. Our poor pass line guy gets whacked. Okay, but again, we beat the 7 the first time, right? 4 possible good outcomes for us. We got 1. The second time, again, 4 outcomes versus 1. We lose it. But again, you're looking to short game this thing. You're looking to get out of here quick. This guy's looking here to say, okay, fine, we lost there, but next time we're going to be okay. I'm leave these bets up because the bets don't matter. There's a 617, by the way. Let's put him back on the pass line. So on the pass line, that 7, winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner down there. There's the even money on the 2-to-1 advantage play. That's why that house edge is so fantastic. And then he gets here to a 10. Let's put him back here. I'm going to take the last round away. Okay, so we're going to go again. On the 10, he can take 75 in odds. He's going to come one more time. And again, I'm just using money out of the bank. It doesn't matter what that. Oh boy, he's got two of the worst bets on the planet here, right? This poor guy, this poor come better has got the two worst things. He's got the 10 and the 4 as his pass line and his come bet. That sucks. In the front though, the other player is going to get paid $50. I'm actually going to pay him in 25 and 25 like that. Wedge down and bring half his money back to his rack. So embracing the short game. I know that winning the first one, I had an 80% chance. Now I've got 80% of 80% chance to win the second one. It's going to be really, really hard. You're about a 60%-ish chance now to get this second hit. Makes it tough. Right, we may get lucky. Here we go. We got a 5-3. We got an 8. That pays $35. We're going to bring the 5 and 9 down, make them both look like $10 with some change. And now the wedge player has got 100, 25, 35, 145 out of the 160 back in his rack. Now he's got an 80% times 80% times 80% chance for this roll to resolve in a box hit. That's his math. He's 3 hits and thank the Lord, right? 3 hits and he's still not safe. There's the 7. So both players again will lose money. One loses less than the other because of the way they brought their bets down. They were both in this for a shorter period of time. Let those bets resolve X number of times and then get the hell out, right? That's the math way of looking at what's going on. This low house edge play here will pay off. At some point, we'll do it. I'll do just the pass line. We'll do one more time pass line, right? We've gotten beat so far twice. Let's see. Let's actually check it out. We've gotten the first time. I'll put the losses over here. I'll put his losses in front. I want to check his rhythm out because watch this. The first time he lost 125 on the pass line and he lost $100 on the 10. The second time he lost $75 on the pass line, or 100 total on the pass line and 100 total on the 4. Right, so he's lost. I'll make these look like black chips. He's lost another $200. He's down 4 1/4 right now. Okay, he's down 4 1/4. But this roll, if he won the one pass line bet before, he won here on the 11. So total losses, total wins. Let's watch this. Let's watch this math guy play out. Let's watch this thing play itself out and see if we can't make magic out of ugly here. Okay, there's a 10. 3 times odds. I'm not sure if you can see the odds on screen, but 3 times odds, come bet. Now again, this bet's got the 2-to-1 hammer, right? That bet there is the one that's at risk. We got a 9, goes to the 9. He's going to put max odds on the 9, which is $100, 4x odds there. Let's see what happens here. And I'll pay myself out of my losses. There's a 9. So the 9 comes, right? What does that pay? 100 on that flat bet and 150 on those odds. Now, if we take that out of his losses, okay, the bet comes down. We're going to pay him the flat and we're going to pay him his odds like that, okay? So all this comes back to him. So now if we look at his total net right here, take the $50 that he's won from the pass line before, he's down $200, even getting beat, and still has a nice little bet down there on the pass line. He can come a second time. Again, big time hammer here, ugly up in here. There's the 9. Now, if you're Victor, right, this bet here is probably $50. You're probably doubling up the come bet the next time through. We're not going to do it. We're just going to go ahead and come out with our max odds. And again, I'll pay us out of there. There's a 7. That's a bummer. We're going to lose all this. 300, $425 in losses. But again, I'm going to make that the bank. That's going to be the bank. We're going to come back out again. Let's do one more little run here. I think I have enough time for that. Midnight. Oh no, we lost. We lost another one. Love me some pass line betting, Victor. I love the pass line. Best bet in the house, right? I play the pass line like this and I get whacked every single time. I hate the pass line. This is the reason why I hate it. You just get beat. You get beat. All right, 5 times odds. 5 times odds. There we go on the 6. Maybe we'll have a good run though, right? 8. Look at that. Both bets go to a happy place. Both bets go to the happy place. That goes to the 8. Again, with 5 times odds. Let's do it. 6. Winner, 6. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. All right. So the flat bet pays 1-to-1. The odds pay 6-to-5. There's 5 quarters there. So it pays 150. And again, I'm paying it out of our previous losses. Okay, he's back on the pass line again. Okay, we're still net negative, but we got the 9, the 8 going. I will play this the way I play it, which is I like to work the odds on the come out, on the come bets. This may be a dumb decision, but I like to do it. And there's a 6. We're back on the 6 again. Same situation. We get some 6s and 8s here. We're gonna be back in bank, right? Back in bank. There's a 9. Nobody cares about a 9. Nobody cares about the 9. The 9 is a dumb number. There's the 7, so we're upside again. So here's the pass line. The pass line, fun, right? Over time, player will be about even over time. I'm gonna go ahead and put this back in his rack here. Now he's down. We were close. 400, 500, 75 bucks down. And you gotta start working your way back, right? You need the math of the game to start turning the tide and getting those repeater bets up in here. But that's the rhythm of it. That's the rhythm of it. There's a little 2-point molly that got destroyed, which is unfortunate. But you can see, I think, where the math player is thinking how fast these bets come back when they win. Let's do one more round. Quick round, and I'll stop it. Quick round. That's a pass line bet, not a don't pass bet. 617. We'll pay it out of our losses. Nice. There's a yo. We'll pay it out of our losses. There's a 6. Sweet. And we'll come again. One more shooter. Come on, guy. Let's get it done here. Oh, no, another 7. Boy, oh, boy. You talk about an ass kicking. That'll pay that. This will go into the loss pile. Wow. So much for pass line with odds today, right? Not great. But that's the math way. That's the math way. You'd have got hammer on both shots up there, right? So there it is. Let's come back over here and talk about the same stuff that we're looking at on screen. So these Mathletes, right? I joke about it, right? I like to make fun of the pass line players because for me, that's my experience on the pass line. The reason why I'm a dark side player is because of that. That's what you experience on the pass line most of the time. You're going to get some of those nice monster wins. On a good roll, the come bets are going to cycle. You're going to make great money. By and large, though, those short rolls, you're stuck with those contract bets and you can't get them off. It's tough to play that way. I prefer, if I'm going to play a math-based system, a short game. Give me the across bets. I'll take my 4-to-1 or my 3-to-1 advantage on those across bets. I'll take my 1 or 2 hits and call it, right? Or you squeeze play it, right? I like the squeeze play because it's 2 hits and you're basically out of the hand and playing for free. I like that better than sitting up there forever, right? As a mathematical play, that's your safer bet. Get up, get them up, get them out, right? A couple, 2, 3 hits. Then if it goes longer and you've got money out there, you're cool. But other than that, you got to know those odds and probabilities. I think that's the most important thing. And I want to make sure you knew the math on how to calculate that stuff. So let's go over here real quick. I want to change to one thing. I want to go to this screen here. How do I do that? Can I just do this? All right. And can you see if I draw my screen? I don't know if you can. Let's do this. Can you? Let's see. Can you see this? You can, right? Okay, so if you can see that, let's do the math, right? Let's do, if you've got, let's say you're inside. Oh, this is kind of hard to read. Inside. I know that's tough to read. Inside bets. you have 18 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose. Okay, that's actually 3 to 1. Okay, and the math on that, if I do the math, can you see the math thing? Let's do this. Let me get that cleared out. If I do the math on that, there's 3 ways to win, 1 way to lose is 4. 4 outcomes. If you've got 3 ways to win, you're going to do 3 divided by 4. That's your 0.75. That's your 75% chance for an inside bet to pay versus the 7. That's how you say, this is my chance to beat the 7. Now, to do it twice, you can say 0.75 times 0.75. There's your chance, 0.56, to beat the 7 twice from an inside bet. That's why the skill 66 is so hard to win. To get 3 inside hits times 0.75 again, you're at a 42% chance. So your chances go down, down, down. If I'm looking at the wedge play where I got the across bets are 24 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose. So you're 4 to 1. So it's 5. So you're saying it's 4 divided by 5, 80% is the chance to win an across bet versus the 7. So 0.8 times 0.8, times 0.8 is 64% chance to make it happen twice, times 0.8 is a 50% chance to have the wedge or any 3-hit across strategy happen. About 50-50. So what does that tell you? That tells you that over half the time, or right around half the time, you're not going to get 2 inside hits. About half the time, you're not going to get 3 across hits. That's what the math tells you. So if you're a mathlete and you want to play the safest possible math game, and you look at all those bets out there, right? Compounding those hits is really hard to do. 1 hit and down is the way to play a math game. If you're going to play a math game and you want to be really, really solid on that over time, it's 1 hit and down for the across or inside bets, not press and go, press and go, press and go. You're going to be in a rough time. Just know it. Just know it. There you go. I think I have said all I have to say. Let's see. There's so much happening in chat. I can't tell what's going on. I'm just going to go here real quick. Let's go to this screen. And I'm going to search. There we go. Can I get my thing back? Sweet. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back over here. Sorry, I'm still learning the new show rhythm. Let's now go to questions and comments. I want to make sure that I cover anything that you all want to talk about. Let's see. Cues. Are there no questions? Any PCs? There's a few PCs here. Some of them are from early. Yeah, Darksider, so I'm going to address you here. This is going way back to our first talk. Disagree with waiting. You're a combination player, I'm guessing, right? Where you're playing a math way, because it's obviously don't pass is more of a mathematical play, but you're also streak betting too, right? You're also looking at the table's not in my favor, not in my favor. Not here come the 7s, and then you're going to jump in, right? You're much more conditionally aware. I'm letting the math work. When I play the don't pass, I'm letting the math just go, 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 and take care of itself. You're waiting, and you're tactically going in and not going in at certain times. We've done some Windcraft stuff. I think one time we did it, and it works, right? When you wait for the condition, then you pop it in, right? That's a mathematical way of thinking. I think that's not covered enough. Tomorrow, when I talk about the aggressive line play, that's going to be part of our discussion. I think you're also going to come in when we talk about the streak betting and the feel players that are the trend bettors. When you say, well, I'm waiting for X conditions to happen, that's when my dark side bets seem to be more powerful. And I think we'll get into some of that moving forward. You are out of focus with camera. Where? Where am I out of? Am I out of focus right now with camera? Or, well, whatever. Me and my setups. All right, let's go back here. Anything else to say? I think that's it. My final thoughts are this. Don't make fun of the math guys. That's my final thought. Don't make the math. I make fun of them because I can, but I'm a math guy under the hood, right? Like I have my conservative plays, I have my aggressive plays, but under the hood, I really understand the math of this game and I appreciate it. And I create strategies and bets and I play in ways that I think take not advantage of it, but are made with awareness of it. So I'm more of a short game. I'm more comfortable in the short game. I'm more comfortable on the dark side because I know the math works for me there. I have that one roll clench on the dark side, but after that, I'm good, right? I do my cross bet. Like I showed you today, we do a little bit of a squeeze play, which I know I got a half the time I'm going to make that thing work. And then I can play and get some of that aggressive action out there. You got to be in touch with who you are as a player. Don't force it. Don't force it. And I think, again, my first point of the day, go watch Jacob. Everybody go watch Jacob from Wager Me This. He's back doing a lot of craps content, specifically talking about keeping things simple. The easier you make things on yourself, the better off you're going to be in the long run. You will lose, right? You're not going to be super thinky, but keep it simple, stupid is the way to do this, right? Keep it simple, keep your bets manageable. And now that you know, again, how to deal with the math, right? Do the math on your bets. Do the math on your bets. Know what it takes to beat the 7 or the 7 beat whatever you're doing. Know the probabilities. Know how to calculate that stuff. Remember, it's the number of total outcomes, right? Divided by your good outcomes divided by the total outcomes. So the 6 and 8, it's 11 ways total, 6 ways to lose, 5 ways to win. Your chances of winning that are 5 divided by 11. That's how you do the math, right? It's so easy to do the math. Don't forget it, okay? Waylon's going to start making videos today. Awesome. Good to see that, man. And I'm glad you're doing better, dude. I'm really glad you're doing better. Yeah. That's it. Let's leave on that note. Let's leave on a happy note. Waylon, back behind the camera. See you later, bud. Everybody else, I'll see you later. Have a good day. I'm going to go out and practice tonight, so I'll see you out in the garage for sure to get some throws in. But beyond that, y'all have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you in the next one.